Hmm. I'm telling you, I don't know why that always takes a minute nowadays. Okay. All right. We're live on everything. I'm going to hum now.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to Political Head Trauma, where if...
Had trauma had a podcast, it'd sound like this.
And we are Jared and Holly. And we're so happy that you're here with us tonight. We did start 30 minutes late. I was at the county.
Yeah, she was
Right
down
now,
there.
they're doing budget meetings for all the departments in the county. And if you ever have a chance, like during this time of year, I highly recommend, especially before an election year, to go and listen to each department head talk about the budgets in their department in front of the council. And it's usually a business meeting setting. However, at 7, they are going to do a public meeting because they didn't do it last night because of the election. And the interaction, the needs of each department is very interesting. And
No, it is not.
It is to me.
The boringest crap you will ever sit through.
It can be, but it's neat to know how your electeds are handling your money and what they deem is important. I mean, I didn't know until last week that the sheriff handles 5 budgets just within his role. The jail, animal control, the courts and security there, as well as his on-road and his entire budget. I'm probably missing one, but interesting that one person is responsible for so much, and I think he's got the biggest budget. But these meetings are important, especially after sitting through the school board meeting, which, by the way, another reminder, they didn't listen to you. So in the last board meeting, when they were voting on your tax increase, and only because the Utah State Tax Commission deemed them improper as far as their truth in taxation, did that not go through. I guarantee next year they're coming out.
Yeah. So. Okay. Well, on to the... So, Zohran Mamdani.
Do you want to do the introduction?
What's the introduction? Oh, yes. I apologize, people. I want to give a shout out to KMMU. Let's play that and then we'll talk about.
Live from Utah's Wasatch Front, the pulse of the Mountain West, where the issues that shape your life meet the truth that sets you free. Across Utah, across the Republic, and around the world, welcome. This is KMMU.
All right.
Okay, so exciting.
Yes.
Exciting. We don't mean, It's exciting times.
Very much so. So, all right, on to the story. Zohran Mamdani won in New York City. He's going to be their next mayor. We're going to chat about that. I have lots of thoughts.
Okay, so exciting. I thought I turned that down.
Her phone works. It's okay. You get to hear me twice. I mean, everyone wants that.
Can we just say how cool we're together again?
Yeah, finally, for the first time in a long time.
It has been.
So Zohran Mamdani wins in New York City, and I've got different thoughts. I probably have thoughts that differ from Holly's. I don't see it as it could possibly be a bad thing, obviously, but I see it as some signs, and I want to talk about those signs. But first, I want to give Holly the chance to tell me her thoughts on it.
Well, first things first. There was an 8-point differential on Como and Mamdani, so I don't consider this vote a mandate by any means. What I did see, and I thought, he led with truth of what he wants to do. So New York, if you voted for him, I hope you hunker down and you give him 4 years and you don't try to escape. If you voted for him, see it through and sit in it, because you will deserve everything. If he's some way able to give you cheaper groceries and free trains and buses, great. He also plans on raising taxes, the corporate tax rate on the top 1%. And then he said, if you make $1 million, well, in New York, a lot of people make $1 million. You have to even live there. When you start taxing the wealthy, eventually you run out of people to tax because they leave. And Miami just did a whole welcome to Miami for corporations who would like to move their operation out of New York City. And Dami knew that was going to happen, and he did head it off by saying, if you do business in the city, we will raise the taxes on you. Okay, so it'll be a tax-rich environment, more so than it already is. He's already said the police department, he's been at battle at the police department and what he plans on doing with them and the way they run things. I think that his acceptance speech told it all. Did you see any of it?
No, I didn't watch it.
It had a Mussolini feel.
Yeah.
Calling out the president of the United States, basically saying that who better to shut him down than the city that created him. That was a nice touch. He wasn't the smiling, sweet, happy. It was really, when Van Jones comes out and says, I didn't like this at all.
Oh, yeah.
This wasn't the message. There was no unifying message. It was really like, okay, he wants to arrest Benjamin Netanyahu if he comes to New York.
Did he say that?
Yes.
Could you imagine?
It's crazy. What I can't imagine is how many people didn't vote in that city. And if they didn't vote, then you too better be there to enjoy the outcome. And I don't know if people realize it, but $1 million isn't what it was back in the day, y'all. True, that's a lot of money for regular folks like us. But when you ask people about wealthy in this country, they have literally said, well, if you make over $100,000, you're wealthy. Well, $100,000 isn't that much either. When you consider the housing, your medical expenses, your taxes, and your kids' education and all of that together, your vehicle, $100,000 is not a lot of money. So, I don't know. I think he is dangerous, and I don't think he's American first. And I'm just ready to watch the outcome. One more thing. I learned in 2001, we said never forget. It only takes 24 years to change everything and elect a Muslim who is also a socialist/communist into the biggest city in the United States. So I am curious how that is going to pan out.
Well, I think he won particularly because we had a discussion a couple weeks ago, and I know it irritated you when I said this, but I said that there is a morality lapse in our upper class. It's just a simple fact, and that is why he won.
You think the upper class voted for him, or do you mean that the
I think
lower class
that the upper class?
him?
We'll just go through, like the Waltons. The Waltons they make more money than countries, and they are willing to have their people's pay, they're willing to pay their people in a way.
Or they need subsidy from the government.
Yes, they're getting subsidies. They're getting medical aid. They're getting food aid, right? That's a moral lapse in our aristocratic class. So you go to New York City, which is probably always has been, always will be one of the most expensive places to live. And over the last handful of years, because of COVID, because of people already leaving because of COVID, because of high regulation, which is a government flaw, but because of all those things, those prices keep running away.
And crime.
The crime, and I don't think his plan's going to work for the crime, but I understand why people sat down and said, look, 20 years ago, I could afford to live here, and now I cannot.
Right.
Now my one bedroom has 4 roommates. You see what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So so I don't want the government to step in and say, and tax. One, I don't like the government filter. I think it's a colander that doesn't catch anything of value. I don't want the government to step in on these aristocratic class and pull more money from them to distribute around. I want the aristocratic class to start making decisions that benefit the whole of the nation.
Like Ford, right? During the
Henry,
Ford back in the day when
Henry Ford made a couple decisions. One, they said other manufacturers asked him why he paid his people so much, and he said because they're buying the stuff they make, they can afford to buy it. And they said, well, why are you giving them a 5 days, 8 hours work week? Because at that time, the tradition was to work 6 days a week for 12 hours a day.
Yeah.
That was the tradition. It was common that most places worked more. And he says, because I keep them happy and everyone comes to work for me.
They're loyal.
They would leave other manufacturing plants to go work for him.
And Henry Ford believed in time with your family being so important and wanted the employees to get that time.
I don't know if he ever stated he did that. He did it for selfish reasons.
Sure.
Obviously, but he changed the culture of the nation with his managerial practices. He did change the culture. And yes, we've got to demonize him now. He was evil and I don't care. But all these things that you attribute to leftists was done by pretty much an avowed aristocratic industrialist. It completely was. And that's fine. But so our aristocratic class has a morality problem right now. When the gaps get so large and the aristocratic class can sit and look at that gap where it's, 3,000% difference, I don't want the government to step in and steal from them. I want them to wake up and say, wait a second, I'm destroying the place that I use.
Yeah.
But I think they're all racing for our new industrial revolution that's coming up, which is why I think they've ran this way. I think the computer revolution happened, and I think they're running away because the next industrial revolution is going to probably eliminate employees. I mean, it's going to be
Elysium. A lot of employees. A lot.
And I think they're running towards that, and I think they don't care. I honestly don't think they care a lick.
They care about the bottom line.
For them, sure.
And I can't say everyone. I mean, how do you feel about before 2030? Potentially, Elon will be the first trillionaire.
Well, he just got surpassed by who just passed him?
No, his contract is being they're looking it over as the chairman, giving him a 10-year contract and paying him $1 trillion.
Someone just passed him. Who was it? It was it was I want to say it was the guy who's doing the GPT stuff, the Altman.
Yeah, but this would pass him. like that.
Maybe, but Altman's going to continue growing. And sure, the speculation, this is speculation out there. You got to go in a rabbit hole and chase rabbits forever. But speculation is that part of Elon's motivation to buy Twitter was to get that mass information coming in, just short bits coming in all the time for him to build Gronk off of, to build his AI.
Sure.
Because right now there is the competitive market is in AI.
Absolutely.
The
future is in AI.
That's where the competitive market is.
And that's what you're talking about, is the industrial movement. Is we're going to go into it.
We're going to move
face
into
it. And some economists are saying it could take 80% of the jobs within its first 6 months.
Other jobs will pop up. We've gone through things like this. The automobile was a big change like this. But I understand why he won. I understand it. Would I have voted for him? Probably not, but I wouldn't have voted for Cuomo. And I think Trump coming out and endorsing Cuomo was Trump could have stood his shoe on its heel and sat down on it and inserted it 4 inches in his butt, and that would have been a better decision.
I agree. I don't think, you saw Cuomo on Fox News a couple of days ago.
I know, it's crazy.
Something I never thought. And he apologized for the deaths during COVID. But Cuomo, come on, why didn't he bow out and let the Republican guy actually, and maybe the Republican guy could have run a better campaign. Either way, who didn't sit down and go, you know what?
But what is Trump arguing that the Republican guy, what's his name? God, he started the Red Angels.
The beret guy.
Yeah, that he should have bowed out and Cuomo would have won. They're all arguing the same thing.
Wow, we've got a comment from Ecuador.
Yeah, William Mera says, "Hi guys, greetings from Ecuador. I am Ecuadorian, but I love and respect the U.S., its values and culture." Oh, sorry, just jumped. Its values and culture because my father taught me the greatness of your country. So I am worried about guys like Mamdani. Because Mamdani is a socialist, and here in Ecuador, we are suffering the consequences of socialism. Since we had a president with that ideology for 10 years and he destroyed our country. And that is 100% true. Now,
thank you, William, for sharing that.
Let me lay down the other side of this coin of Mamdani. Is okay. So he's not going to be able to do a lot of stuff alone. He's got to get the city council or I don't know what they call them there, all the city councils buy-in and all that. And it's such a big city.
And the governor's walking a very fine line of whether or not she supports him.
That's
or
a
not.
tough one. And I'm telling you, the Democrat Party, but Mamdani is the populist answer on the left, where Trump was the populist answer on the right.
Sure. I'd like to see
Mamdani is tearing it apart. Now he's going to expose, is the left, is the Democrat Party truly a socialist leaning party, or is it still a capitalist party? It's going to expose that. We're going to see a lot of stuff come out. And I think that depends on how he does. But let's lay this up. Let's say Mamdani so we should pull up his platform and
pull up his speech.
Well, I want to go through his platform. Okay, so his platform, freeze the rent. Okay, so he wants to freeze the rent of some, I think he said he was starting out at 40% of the housing there. Okay, all right. Freeze the rent. That's going to mean less people with equity are going to jump in. Less people with capital are going to jump in and build more housing. So I think it can go one of two ways. One, it might work. It might.
No,
but
it couldn't work.
But more than likely,
in my opinion,
the government's going to have to step up and start maintaining housing and they're going to have growth because they're going to have wealth is going to exodus, but poverty is going to move in to take advantage of.
And what landlord is going to, you're stepping on somebody's rights.
It's not just that, but you're going to run out of housing.
You will.
And you're going to need new housing built. So that's going to poke a hole in, does freezing rent work? I'm hoping people sit back and I'm hoping our aristocratic class sits back and says, what are we doing? Why are we pursuing this avenue where we're willing to make such advances and not pull the people that are underneath us up with us? I'm hoping they start, because if they recognize that, a guy like him never gets in again.
Right, because 40% of all taxes paid in New York City is paid by the top 1% of New York City.
100%. And it's going to be more.
It's going to be a lot more.
Well, actually, probably not, because I think people are going to leave New York.
A lot will.
I think the people whose business doesn't cross into New York actually are going to leave.
I agree. And there's plenty of red states ready to take them.
We might see a financial district pop up in somewhere else.
Well, Texas. And Miami has offered.
How would it be? Texas, whatever. But
again, you'll run out of people to tax. Those people leave. Landlords, you're going to tell a landlord who owns a property and is trying to keep up with the times and the rent, you're going to tell them, you can't raise rent. Your rent is freezed, so the people can live there as long as they want. Well, I'm sorry. This is a free country.
You're right. Or they'll just quit.
They'll sell the thing.
They'll just quit building on, or they'll quit maintaining. And that's when it gets really sketchy.
And they'll sell it. And they'll sell it to someone who's not guaranteed to be any better. Or the government will end up in control. And then you'll have a lot more projects built by the government, because this idea always works. Let the government control your housing. It's insane to me. That right off the bat is insane to me.
Okay, so
it worked so good during COVID, remember?
Yeah. So he says building more affordable housing. Now he plans on the city building 200,000 new units. So I don't know how he's going to negotiate that. Are they going to be built affordable? The government traditionally, when it builds something, is built at a loss.
That's the word affordable.
Yes.
That word is relative.
So it'd have to be completely subsidized. And then when the government comes in to build it, that's when you get the Sierra Club and all the people that will come in, the lobbyists,
the Black Rocks,
and argue for it to be built to the next level, higher standards. And then they become more expensive and more expensive. And this is what LA is finding out, that they're spending, I want to say it's like, for the homeless housing, they're spending $600,000 per homeless apartment that aren't even built yet. They've been working on them for decades. There's no money
coming in for them either.
So, and California sustains that because they also have high taxes. Okay.
And look how many businesses did a mass exodus over the last 10 years in California, especially during COVID.
Yes. Now, says 1 in 10 cracking down on bad landlords. 1 in 10 renter households report lack of adequate heat last winter. That is probably in the rent-controlled units.
Well, it also has to do with the infrastructure too.
Sure.
Which is probably old as hell in a lot of these places.
The landlords aren't going to upgrade units that are rent-controlled, that they're not going to go in and pour money into a lost cause. They're not.
They can't afford to. But if the skyrocketing rates are going up and they're on a frozen ability to control the things, why would they, guys?
Yes.
How would they?
Yes. And I do believe that if you're in the aristocratic class, you should be wealthy. I just think that the average is like 600% higher than your.
This is where you and I had the
average employee. But I don't think the government should step in. I think their personal morality should step in like it did in the 70s, like it did in the 50s, like it did in the 20s. But
I agree with you.
Before every industrial revolution, we've had this runaway. We've had this runaway before the train got built. We had this runaway before the Industrial Revolution kicked off. We had this runaway before the automobile, because something is around the corner and people hoard so that they're ready to take it on. I think it's something that's innate in humans.
Yeah, it's questionable times,
But
and so they don't dare do anything.
You're an aristocrat. You're supposed to be intelligent. You're supposed to be able to see the other side of that. All right. Supporting homeowners and ending deed theft. Okay. I don't know. Deed theft, is this where people just steal their deeds, or are they saying that banks steal the deeds?
I have no idea, but a lot of his stuff, I'm wondering, is how much of this is the mayor actually have the power to do?
That's a big question. Okay,
and if you can end deed theft, good for you. Figure it out. Share it around the country.
He's laying that on tax liens. So that's the state coming after people. Okay.
How is he going to fix that?
I actually like that. I think tax liens on property that you buy I think taxes on property you buy is
criminal.
Yeah. So hopefully he does that. Okay.
The question is how?
I don't know. I'm just reading his policies. This
is where I'm asking the people who took place in this election. Did you sit down and figure out, yes, he sounds good. He's a great looking guy. He's very personable and all of that. But did you really look at the hard how?
You have to ask the
where
females.
Where is the money going to come from?
You have to ask the females of New York. That's who voted for him. That's
Either
who
way,
carried him, was the
how
females.
do you get a city-owned grocery store to work? How?
Well, we're not there yet. Department of Community Safety. And I think this is where he wants social workers to respond to
Instead
mental
of
health
police.
issues. And I don't know. We'll have to see how that pans out. I don't know how it'll work when a social worker shows up to a violent mental case. I think on the backside, social workers might be able to do some stuff, maybe in outreach. But when there's an incident happening and someone's being violent, you probably can't pay social workers enough to intervene.
Can I discuss this for one moment?
Of course.
First of all, MAGA, make asylums great again. And what I want to say is that Dan Thatcher, during discussing his stuff with mental health here in the state, had the same proposal, in the sense that a response to a suicide or, a situation that involves a mental health patient, potentially, they want to send in therapists. Now, when this was being discussed, one of the main questions I had is, who's going to protect them? Because when someone is in that state of mind, you don't know where they're going to go. In law enforcement, already the most dangerous call to go on is like a domestic violence call. Ooh. But when there is something serious going on, I think police have to be there first.
100%.
And then is for protection for the mental health experts, then they're referred to. So we need to bring back safe places for people who need evaluations on their mental health, a place that doesn't have that bad image in their mind of what an asylum is or any of that. But we need to make sure they have a safe place they can go and be evaluated. 72-hour hold or longer.
Sure.
And if it's a bad situation where they've hurt somebody or they've threatened to hurt somebody, they deserve to be heard in a court and all of that. But you're not going to throw mental experts into a hot situation where you're putting them in danger. Think of the lawsuits.
They
folks.
will respond exactly once to a violent situation, and they won't respond all the way. They'll get out of their little Ford Taurus that the city issued them, and they'll get out and they'll see the crowd of violence, and they will get back in their car and they'll put it in reverse and they'll back up a block, and then they will call the police.
It just reminded me of the Josh Powell thing when the lady drops the kids off and he shoves her out, and
the 911 person on that one who's like, what do you mean? And the 911 lady took forever to even comprehend what the lady was saying.
Yeah. I don't know why. I don't know why, but it just flashed in my mind. That person is there to do her job, which is DCFS or whatever,
Well,
to make sure the custody, and he gets monitored visits with his children. And her job is just to be there and watch him with his children. And then it turns into him murdering his children and himself.
Blew up the house.
Yeah. Completely. That's way out of her realm of understanding or even responsibility. But I bet that woman doesn't sleep at night because she takes that and just thinks, oh my
I'll bet that woman doesn't sleep. I'll bet I think the 911 lady got a huge reprimand, if not fired, for her lack of response in that situation.
I don't think
if
either
you've
of them
ever
knew
listened
what
to
was
that
going
911
on.
call, commonly,
hi Jordan,
I enjoy listening to 911
I
calls,
do too.
and there are some excellent 911 operators.
It's a gift,
but there are a lot.
But again, you're only knowing what you're told in those moments.
Yes.
And you have to figure it out. The 911 operator doesn't know Josh Powell, probably.
Some of them are obnoxiously obtuse.
Hi, Michael.
Yes. Michael says he also wants 911 calls dispatched by creating a Department of Community Safety that would send unarmed mental health professionals and social workers rather than police officers to respond to calls involving people in crisis. I think something like that could work if you built it with the asylum system and you treated it like the EMT showing up. They show up
secondary. Yeah.
They show up right behind on the bumper of the police, on the bumper of the fire department. They show up, maybe on the bumper of the ambulance, and the police go in and if it's a nonviolent person, the police, they step to the sides of the hallway. And the tweed guy who's, maybe has an effeminate voice and maybe likes to do poetry slams on his Thursday nights.
I don't know where you're going with that.
He steps forward and he talks to the individual who's in crisis.
Oh, he's the therapist.
Yes.
Gotcha. Okay.
The tweed wearing guy. A lot like negotiators are. First, the police show up and then a negotiator will come in behind. And if the police need someone who can talk someone down, they pull the negotiator forward. And then
they have to secure the scene.
But
for fire, for EMTs, and for this. Hi, Mom. And this actually would be absolutely, I could see that working. You're right. If they come in like the fire department does, or like the EMTs, still the police secure the scene before those guys go in. Period. The end.
Yeah. And so you need to have that basic armed response. That's your initial response.
Jordan has made some comments.
Yes, we got to read some more comments.
Hi, Jordan.
All right. William says, in Spain, for example, the rent control policies promoted by the left-wing government reduce the number of available rental properties in cities like Barcelona and Madrid. Aren't you supposed to say Barcelona? Isn't that? They had a king who had a lisp, and then
all right, no,
he popularized.
You're American. You're going to say Barcelona
and Madrid.
You're going to say guitar, and you're going to say other words that we've been learning our whole lives. You don't just
Fajita, Taco. Anyways, if Mamdani promotes something similar in New York, it's very likely the same thing will happen. Less supply, more scarcity, and poorer housing quality. And William here, he lives in this situation. So he's got, I can talk about theory all the time, but I've never experienced it.
He's living it.
So he's living it, so, I mean, it's on point. And I will also get to that at the end of this, why I think this is also a good thing. And I think there's very few cities where this could happen in, and it proved to be a good thing.
Everybody thinks if they do socialism right, it'll work. And it's never worked.
They do every time. Ultimately hurting the very people these policies are supposed to help. Yes. Jordan says, hey, yo, guys, Republicans need to do better. We libertarians need to do better, and more libertarians. It was a tough night for the Republicans. Yes, it was. And the libertarians, I would love to see the libertarians show up. They need to. I'd rather be a libertarian than identify myself with both parties, 100%. And we need more liberty. Okay, so let's go back, and I'll do that at the end. I want to continue going through his policies. So, this then he's got the Department of Community Safety, and he also wants to
go back up. He wants to increase funding to hate violence prevention programs by 800%. That's another word that is relative. What is hate violence? Do you mean that someone who disagrees with a person taking their rights away?
Well, they're just going to name everything hate violence.
Everything is hate violence. Violence itself requires hate to commit in some way, shape, or form. Why do you have to put hate in front of it? How do you define what hate is? If a guy comes up to me in the street and punches me in the face, wouldn't that be a hate crime, or wouldn't it just be a crime?
Depend on if he hated you. Yeah, I don't like add-ons.
How do you prove
add-ons to crimes? Well, first of all, it muddies the waters. I don't like that.
Any guy that attacks a girl could be considered a hate crime, but they don't do it like that. If you're a girl, no matter what, if you're a white girl, it's not a hate crime. Now, if you're a black girl or someone of different, like you're a gay girl, any of that, you could get in those waters. But I'm sorry, when you get into those waters, you're making it more dangerous for people.
It's just
violence is violence.
It just, yeah. So he wants to have city-owned grocery stores.
Those are your taxes paying for that. I'm sure they're all great.
The thing I don't like about that, well, here's what it's going to do is it's going to run privately owned grocery stores out, because city-owns are not going to be on the same competitive market. They're not going to be taxed. They're not going to have to, compete in the same level. So the privately owned ones are either going to set up in areas where they just service their steady clientele, or they're going to leave.
This is an attack on capitalism.
Oh, 100%.
Which is what America is founded on. So you do this, and I guarantee, the people who provide the groceries, you're going to have city wheat farms. You have to have city manufacturing. You realize this is such a big deal.
Then you get city, like Venezuela did, where you have to go do 3 months out of the year on the wheat farm.
It's true, you guys. You see this to its conclusion, and you have to realize, how do you have the cheapest groceries in the city for people? Because it's not free groceries. It's cheaper groceries. You have to have city truck drivers and city manufacturers, or people willing to sell their product for a loss. Now, if they don't, then yes, you're going to have to create all these things, and you're going to have so many more people added to the city government's payroll.
It's going to be everyone.
That's more taxes than the millionaires have there. Eventually, they're going to run out.
Oh, seriously. He also wants to make a mobile homeless. Almost said that wrong. He wants to make free buses. He also said he wants to make the buses faster. But
did you just say like mobile homeless homes?
Homeless shelters. Anyways, well, this is what it'll be.
Yeah.
Am I wrong? Like, the buses will become so that no one uses them.
Now, in Utah, we have free buses downtown that take you.
Are they free?
The train.
It's not free.
It is
it?
From certain blocks, but it doesn't take you out of the city.
Is it really? I didn't know it was free. I've never rode it. I actually want to ride that front runner and see what it go all the way to Ogden on it, just to do it.
I don't know if it's still going on. It probably takes just a Google search. But
anyways,
what they found was, and California tried this too, they couldn't afford it.
Yeah, because it becomes a homeless shelter.
Yep.
And so the taxi companies are going to make bank. They are. First, you're going to see the bus is going to look the same, except for the passengers. And then they're going to build a reinforced cage around the driver. That'll be step 2. They're going to have to.
Then they're going to have to put a police officer on every one of them.
Well,
because someone's going to get murdered. People are
Kinda.
already getting murdered on the trains there.
I suggest what they do is they just like leave the keys in it and let the homeless person that wants to drive it around.
Sounds great.
You know,
Sounds safe.
But that's how that's going to pan out. But he
For
wants
family, leisure, and rest.
Yeah, he wants
you're going to take the family on a bus.
Okay, fighting corporate exploitation. New York's working classes get nickeled and dimed, and Donald Trump is making it easier for his corporate pals to pick their pockets as Trump loosens consumer protections and empowers CEOs, scammers, monopolies, and monopsony power. Monopsony, that's a new word for old Jared here.
He's acting like the tax cuts only went to the wealthy when everyone across the board gets the tax cut.
So I don't know. He'll fight misleading advertising and predatory contracts and ban all hidden fees. So he's going to regulate people starting businesses
in the city.
He will ban.
He's a city mayor. He's not a governor. He's not.
Well, yeah, but he'll ban non-compete clauses. Okay.
I mean, that's fine.
Good luck. That. I mean, yeah, but
those are hard to enforce anyway.
Which suppress wages and allow employers to take advantage of their workers. He'll end secret corporate handouts where tax dollars are given away to companies in agreements and protected by NDAs.
Good luck with that, sir.
And he'll fund challenges to utility companies so that Con Ed can raise prices.
Can't raise prices.
Con
Ed. That's a great name.
What is Con Ed?
We're going to con you, and this is the education we're giving you. Call us Con Ed.
What is Con Ed?
Again, a Google search.
Google search monopsony and Con Ed. Or if anyone out there knows, let me go check and see if any of our listeners know what monopsony is. So he's going to do all those great things. Mm-hmm. Okay.
Con Ed is shortened for Consolidated Edison Inc., a major
that's the
energy company that provides
electric
gas, and steam service to millions of people in New York City. It's one of the largest energy delivery systems in the world. The company operates under the regulated utility known as Con Ed.
Now look up monopsony. No cost childcare.
I need to see how it's spelled.
So,
go up.
MONOPSONY. Okay, so no cost childcare. That means he's just gonna. It's just gonna be like they're gonna expand the school system to take on younger.
Can I answer?
Oh, yes.
Monopsony is a market situation where there is only one buyer for a particular product or service, giving that buyer significant control over the price and terms. Again, capitalism. This can occur in a local labor market when a company is the sole or dominant employer, almost like a city, allowing it to dictate wages and benefits because workers have limited alternatives. Examples include a large employer in a small town or government bodies as the single buyer for certain goods.
Okay, so
we're going to end the whole capitalist
free childcare
in New York City, home of capitalism.
Free childcare for every New Yorker aged 6 weeks to 5 years, and then they'll go on to school. So you'll just be turning your child over to the government. Bad news is it'll probably be just during business hours. So if you work a odd shift, good luck. But we'll see how that goes. Baby basket for New York's newborns. Diapers, baby wipes, nursing pads, postpartum pads, swaddles, and books. If the people are okay with their tax pool going into that and every newborn gets a basket, that's just if the people are okay with it.
Again, that's paid for by your taxes.
Yeah.
Hospitals could do this. Private companies could do this. I don't know how you're going to give people free childcare because that word free is never free. You guys, how much did he even say he was going to pay for childcare? How much money is it going to take? And who pays for it? The taxpayer.
Well, it's going to be, I mean, this is going to be taxes. He wants to go in and I hope he mentions it in here. Fully fund schools. Every politician says that every time. We need to do away with our public school system as it currently stands. It's just it's destroying us. Taxing corporations and the 1%. Zohran has a plan to bring down the cost of living through city-owned grocery stores, universal child care, and other bold proposals. And he knows exactly how to pay for it, too. Zohran's revenue plan will raise the corporate tax rate to match New Jersey's 11.5%, bringing in $5 billion.
And that also is on top of what the federal government taxes.
Oh, of course, yeah. And he will tax the wealthiest 1% of New Yorkers, those earning above $1 million annually, a flat 2% tax, which would be $200,000. Right?
No.
That's not right?
1% of 1 million would be, no, maybe 10%. 10% would be 100,000.
Right?
Right?
Someone can correct my math.
So
a
it'd
flat
be like
2%. Right now,
10,000,
city
I think.
income rates are essentially the same whether you make 50,000 or 50 million. Zohran will also implement common sense procurement reform and senseless no bid and end senseless no bid contracts, hire more tax auditors, and crack down on fine collection from corrupt landlords to raise the additional $1 billion.
So guys, there's more jobs.
So what happens when there's
It'll
not
be city jobs?
What happens if the landlords aren't corrupt? Then you don't get that. Then you lose out on some of that. Climate. He's going to green New York. Okay.
Okay, 2% is $20,000.
Oh, 20,000. Okay. I had an extra.
Yeah, 1%
extra.
would be 10,000, 2% would be 20.
Okay. So 20 grand. All right. Which is a lot, but I don't know. Maybe if you make 200,000, it doesn't feel like a lot.
Or maybe it's the cost of having an employee and you just have to cut that employee to cover it because that's what businesses do.
Yeah.
They like to hit their bottom line. And a lot of those businesses have investors, your 401ks, in the stock market. And their job is to make sure you're making money, which means how is this going? The stock market is in New York City, which is amazing because now Texas is redoing a stock market in Texas. Why would these companies stay?
Now we're getting into, we were talking about how expensive it's going to be to build the houses. So he's going to he fought to establish the Build Public Renewables Act. So All Electric Buildings Act, defeat the dirty fracked gas plant in his assembly district, NRG.
Fracking's dirty now.
So all these.
This is his climate point.
Yes.
So we're going back into climate change.
Oh yeah.
In New York City.
He's a commie. You know what I said.
That city is filthy.
So he's got to do this. So that 200,000 domiciles that he plans on building are suddenly exploded in their cost to build because he's going to make them go green. They're going to have to go deeper on insulation. They're seriously
regulated to the hilt, folks. And by the way, they're never clean. Look at the government built the ghettos of New York, the projects. Mm-hmm. The government built buildings are filthy.
He's going to renovate 500 public schools with renewable energy infrastructure. Wow.
Oh, that's so great.
It's going to create 15,000 union jobs to do this. Okay. So it's getting expensive. Okay. So the mafia, the LGBTQIA plus two-spirit mafia, he's going to protect them.
And this is a man who has in the past talked about his Muslim faith and without any Regrets, nothing. From when he talks about Jews, he talks about it on the form of Israel government. When he talks about the stuff they pulled out from earlier years, his own mother said, "There's nothing American about my son," back when he was in his 20s, early 20s, saying that he believes strongly in the jihad and our people and the Muslim faith. And so you're thinking, how does this square with the LGBTQ
Well, he's
movement?
going to charge the wealthy people a jizya. So healthcare, 12% New York City residents are uninsured. To expand access to healthcare, Zohran will create a new corps of outreach workers to support New Yorkers navigating the healthcare system.
More money.
So more money.
More money, more jobs under the city. Again, he's running for city. He's going to be the mayor of New York City.
Ooh, raising the minimum wage to $30 by 2030.
Great.
Oh boy.
So,
I wonder if he's going to have carve-outs like Newsom did.
And again, corporations are going to say, oh, 30, great. We're going to cut our staff. We're investing in AI, and we're just not going to have these folks. So now your teenagers and your elderly who are working and trying to find jobs that give them a money in their pocket, not a livable wage by any means, but these people won't have jobs. They'll be replaced. 30, why not 300? Why not make it $300 an hour?
He's talking here about protecting small businesses, but he's going to open city-run stores. Okay.
The math isn't mathing. I'm sorry.
Yes. Libraries. So libraries currently, except for the one here in Tooele and Grantsville, are non-mobile homeless shelters and drug dens. So I don't know if anyone's been to the Salt Lake City Library lately.
Nope,
but
won't go there.
That is an experience. And he's going to Trump-proof New York City. And I think this is what got most of his left-wing and female vote. Because, let's face it, Democratic Socialist is as close to feminine as you can get, especially in the West. Socialism in the West seems to really ring feminist, and feminists hate Trump. So
can I just say though, which is interesting, Trump's number one approval issue that Americans are in his approval ratings of the issues that matter to them, his number one is his immigration policy. So how is this happening? Because people like it that he's closed the border.
We're two different countries, and the quicker we realize that, the better off we'll be.
It's true. It's true.
We need the 10th Amendment. So it's just gobbledygook on there. Yeah, it's just gobbledygook. But anyway, so
okay, his big thing is to get rid of ICE and not work with them.
Yeah,
and to keep his city a sanctuary city.
And I do want to take a moment before we close out the show, obviously. He's a Democrat socialist, so I wanted to read through a little bit of the Democratic Socialist platform.
I also would like you to show a portion of his speech.
Okay, we can do that. But first, what I wanted to say was the positives of this is, and why I think it happening in New York City above all other cities is that he may have some successes, but I think he's going to rack up a lot of failures. And I think it happening in our biggest city is where it'll show the most glaring, the holes and the flaws in his logic.
I agree.
And so it will be a huge point of argument when anybody who can leave leaves, when all these promises do not come to fruition, when
crime goes up,
when crime goes up, when it falls into a Detroit style retreat.
Totally a good point. In fact, I've heard other people say that it will be Detroit in
Detr-
less than 2 years.
If anyone gets a chance, look at Detroit in the 50s and 60s. It was the most modern city on the planet. Detroit, right now.
Beautiful city.
Where you can't drink the water. It was the most forward-thinking modern city. All the new amenities showed up in Detroit. And I think New York is going to fall into that retreat. And I think we've got a civil war in both parties right now, obviously. And there's a brewing civil war, and we'll cover that right at the end in the Republican Party. But we've got a civil war in both parties where the Democrats they've been lying down with the Socialist Party awful close. And I think
there's no line anymore.
Yeah, I think they're quickly going to start. You're going to see the Democrat Party's going to start turning on their ultra left socialists. They're going to have to, or their party is going to be consumed by them. Your average Democrat is not a socialist, they may be really close, in my opinion. I mean, let's face it, both parties are socialist to my liking, but your average Democrat Party member is not a socialist. They just want a strong general government.
Right. They're like liberals. Back in the day where the Democrats that I know, they want people to be taken care of.
Yeah.
They want free speech. I mean, the ones I know.
But the socialist side is the culmination of their progressive ideals. That's what progressivism heads to. Every progressive party always, they always kind of have this in their unspoken side, but they speak about the same thing that Democrats and progressives speak about on the front. It's just their ultimate culmination is that. But
can I say something?
Of course.
What I hope happens is I hope he does everything he plans on doing in New York for the world to see in real time. I hope that his failures he's growing the government of New York City tenfold with these suggestions. And I want the world to see what that looks like. And when you think Trump's an authoritarian? Well, watch what happens when he starts growing the government and taking away the rights of the millionaires and stuff and the corporations that are actually employing all these people or bringing the best products in the country. And, they're part of these corporations. They're the donors to your food banks, to your churches. If they're not there, you need more government and more money. So eventually they run out of people to tax. My hope is that by the midterms, we've all get to see what the AOCs of this world, what the Mamdanis of this world can do to this country. And I hope it hurts them bad in the midterms.
Well, and that was the other thing I was going to come to. Is this is the quarter term right now. And what I mean by that is this is the urban backlash to Donald Trump. And so their mayoral race sets right in the perfect time when it's going to have that backlash. You've got Virginia and New Jersey both fell. So you got that backlash. A lot of Republicans are comfortable because their old man's in power. And so the Democrats are motivated to get out and vote. Okay, that's great. Bad on the Republicans, good on the Democrats. Granted, neither New Jersey nor Virginia went near as hard as going with Mamdani. But this is where you're going to see those things start to happen. And we'll see how quick if he starts putting them in too fast, that will aid the midterm.
Yes. Who didn't win is that Somali pirate guy. It looks like the guy from the movie.
I am not the governor now.
He looks so much like the guy from the movie.
He does. He's got that Q-tip face. Anyways, so I I'll bet his plan, and I'll bet his advisors are telling him, go real slow. Go slow. Don't do any fumbles before the midterms.
He's not listening. His acceptance speech was absolutely horrendous.
And we will listen to that, but I'll bet he's listening.
To our show?
Not to us at all.
What's up? What's up, bro?
You know, and
we got comments from David because he makes me laugh every time. It's on Facebook. So.
Oh, all right.
Hi, David.
I apologize. So David says we got to roll up. Popcorn emoji. He says,
okay, go ahead.
I heard he does not show up for work. If that's the case, New York might do really well.
Yeah,
yes.
That was something in his past that he got paid for a job he didn't really do.
Social Security is not any different. The state-run liquor stores or grocery stores. That is one thing. Utah has state-run liquor stores and won't allow private liquor stores. And we've commonly argued for that. That is our little bit of socialism here in Utah. Fred says, hey, Fred, what's up, man? He says,
hey,
New York is toast. No good thing will come from it. Sherry says, people will leave 100%.
I hope they walk. If these people promise to leave,
they're going to run.
I hope they do it. Not just say, oh, I can't, because it'd be hard to leave your corporation and take it to another state. But states like Texas has set the way, especially for the Wall Street. They're making another one.
Holly, you got to quit sending them to Texas. All right, people. If you are a Republican, Utah is a wonderful place. We're building inland port here if you want to set up corporations and stuff.
We don't want any more people.
I said Republicans.
No, not even Republicans. Let's just...
If you're a Democrat, might I suggest Virginia or California? California. You're jumping out of the pan into the fire with California.
They're the same. You can go do all your business and get taxed and everything else, but every corporation is out of Delaware.
If you're Democrat,
they all incorporate in Delaware.
Don't move to Texas. It's horrible on Democrats. I heard they whip you weekly.
Well, not in Austin. Where's where a lot of people go.
Well, in Austin, they do it voluntarily.
That is, Austin is blue there.
David says, maybe communism could work this time.
That's the joke, right? It's never been done right.
Oh, that's right. It's always done wrong. Fred says, thumbs up, Sherry. David, I feel your sarcasm. And then he says, hey, back to me. Fred,
Texas.
let's plan on, I don't know if you're free this weekend. Let's plan on doing breakfast this weekend. And then God bless Texas.
The way I say Texas is because they've been paving the way to create another stock exchange in Texas. Now, I don't know if it's foreshadowing from this candidate because Mamdani's been running for like 9 months, I guess, and he's done a very good campaign. Very good.
Texas is an ideal place to move the financial hub. I think it's an ideal place. It's got a lot of support there. It's got a lot of mobility. William says back on YouTube, I like your Gadsden flag. I identify as a libertarian as well. Yes, sir. And if you
William, we're so glad you joined us tonight.
Yes, and if you look right up there, I've got the capitalist flag too.
This one, right?
Yep.
That's also a capitalism flag there. That's the United States of America flag.
Yes, it is. I do think that this could, if he charges headlong into it, which I hope he's not listening to his advisors, and I hope he charges headlong into it and scares the crap out of a lot of people and pushes more, because right now the wealthy people we're all voting Democrat. The tech people moved over to Trump's side, and that was mostly, I think, because of the maneuvers Elon made. And I don't think Elon gets enough credit for bringing all them over, but I think we'll start seeing the big finance guys in that moving over if they get run out by a Democrat-backed Democratic Socialist.
And the tech guys are excited with the Trump's work when openness to AI and having it be here in the States
Yes.
and all of that.
Okay,
And
so
Trump mentioned about Taiwan. Did you see that? When they asked him, did you talk to Xi about Taiwan and them invading potentially? And he's like, no, we didn't even bring it up. But he knows what will happen if he does that.
I've heard a lot of crazy thoughts. I've heard that, well.
And they said, like what? And he said, I'm not going to tell you. I'm not going to tell someone. They just know. If he invades Taiwan, he knows what will happen. And it was kind of scary how he said it. But that's what they want. We want a cowboy that people aren't going to bully or test by doing murderous things. Two countries they disagree with.
Yeah, we have to, I don't know. All right, let's look up that Mamdani acceptance speech.
I'm not sure how long it is, but I would like to, I mean, they might have a clip on here. That's his full one, right? Or
is this it? Oh, let's just see.
he's smiling. He's happy. It felt a lot too like he was almost threatening President Trump. President Trump has business there. He has a home there.
He needs to get rid of that. Okay, it's 24 minutes long.
Yeah, we might want to just look up clips. Because
thank you, my friends.
We'll play it fast.
The sun may have set over our city this evening, but as Eugene Debs once said, I can see the dawn of a better day for humanity. For as long as we can remember, the working people of New York have been told by the wealthy and the well-connected that power does not belong in their hands. Fingers bruised from lifting boxes on the warehouse floor, palms calloused from delivery bike handlebars, knuckles scarred with kitchen burns. These are not hands that have been allowed to hold power. And yet, over the last 12 months, you have dared to reach for something greater. Tonight, against all odds, we have grasped it. The future is in our hands.
oh yeah, it is.
My friends, we have toppled a political dynasty.
Now, I'm not going to argue against that. He did, the Cuomo. So, well, okay, Cuomo toppled a political dynasty.
I mean, yeah.
And
Cuomo did that to himself.
Cuomo, he did that to himself, but also, look, if you're a Democrat and you're like an old school Democrat, you've got to see the writing on the wall. Okay, if you're a white guy, the party hates you. They've made it very clear they don't want you out. And listen to any Democrat, any interview on MSDNC or any of that, and all they ever talk about is how do we get a race, not white, gender, not male in there. A tranny could, be president.
We don't
for the
say
Democrats.
Tranny.
Oh, trans, whatever. That. So
I guess you do. So I
don't give a shit, dude. It's over. Your woke's over. I can say retard. I can say tranny. It's over. You guys flew too high to the sun.
Just because you can
Icarus,
doesn't mean
you flew too.
should.
The wax melted, the feathers fell off, and you plummeted to earth. It's over. That word's back. It's back, and I am riding that bitch out.
Ew.
But
settle down.
I want to say, if you're a Democrat, you have to look around. So you either have to A, get a hold of your party, or B, you have to, I don't know, start a new party.
run for something or run for a powerful position within your party.
Oh, come on. They had that white guy win and they, what was his name?
David Hogg.
Yeah, and they drummed him out. They didn't know. It's over. It's over. It's over. But anyways,
Identity politics should be over.
should be.
I wish Andrew Cuomo only the best in private life. But let tonight be the final time I utter his name. As we turn the page on a politics that abandons the many and answers only to the few.
Yep.
New York, tonight you have delivered a mandate for change.
8 points isn't a mandate.
For a new kind of politics. A mandate for a city we can afford. And a mandate for a government that delivers exactly that. On January 1st, I will be sworn in as the mayor of New York City. And that is because of you. So before I say anything else, I must say this. Thank you. Senegalese taxi drivers and Uzbek nurses. Trinidadian line cooks and Ethiopian...
Okay.
All identity politics here.
Held it because the air has been knocked out of our lungs too many times to count. Held it because we cannot afford to exhale. Thanks to all of those who sacrificed so much, we are breathing in the air of a city that has been reborn.
Smelly city.
To my campaign team, who believed when no one else did, and who took an electoral project and turned it into so much more, I will never be able to express the depth of my gratitude. You can sleep now. To my parents, Mama and Baba, you have made me into the man I am today. I am so proud to be your son. And to my incredible wife, Rama, Hayati, there is no one I would rather have by my side in this moment and every moment. To every New Yorker, whether you voted for me, for one of my opponents, or felt too disappointed by politics to vote at all, thank you for the opportunity to prove myself worthy of your trust. I will wake each morning with a singular purpose, to make this city better for you than it was the day before. There are many who thought this day would never come, who feared that we would be condemned only to a future of less, with every election consigning us simply to more of the same. And there are others who see politics today as too cruel for the flame of hope to still burn. New York, we have answered those fears. Tonight we have spoken in a clear voice. Hope is alive. Hope is a decision that tens of thousands of New Yorkers make day after day, volunteer shift after volunteer shift, despite attack ad after attack ad. More than 1 million of us stood in our churches, in gymnasiums, in community centers, as we filled in the ledger of democracy. And while we cast our ballots alone, we chose hope together. Hope over tyranny. Hope over big money and small ideas.
Hope and
Over
change.
despair. We won because New Yorkers allowed themselves to hope that the impossible could be made possible. And we won because we insisted that no longer would politics be something that is done to us. Now it is something that we do.
This reminds me of the kid running for school president.
Free ice cream?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what it reminds me of. And uneducated kids and teens think, oh, yeah, that's our guy. He's going to put chocolate milk in the water fountains and crap.
Yeah.
And you when he gets in as the president, he sits down with the principal and the principal's like, you can't do that. Where are you going to get the money?
Yeah.
And everybody's like, oh, they forget the promises.
Yeah.
This also sounds like what you said. This is the left's Trump,
Yeah.
right? And AOC, who's trying to get her name out there to be a front runner for a presidential run, is helping him.
Do you think she's running for president or senator?
Hopefully senator. I don't know. Hopefully president. I'd love to see her run against a Republican, but this is what it feels like to me.
Oh, and
the Democrats have nobody now.
The Republicans, I'm nervous for the Republicans because they are, they only have to lose. And so the Republicans need to walk all the fine lines. And that's where,
I don't know why they haven't chosen the nuclear option to reopen this country.
well, yes, maybe they should.
Democrats would do it.
Oh yeah, they would.
In a heartbeat.
It's not just that. I mean, the Democrats have always been willing to throw everyone under the bus to hurt people to get their way. And they don't want, their black Jesus they don't want his healthcare option to fail which is why they're fighting so hard to subsidize it, because if it was a good option, it wouldn't need to be subsidized. That's just if it was good,
and they
it would
want the
work.
illegal aliens in this country to keep getting. Do you know if the government were to do what Trump is trying to do and eliminate the things that are bringing people here illegally, they wouldn't have to worry about
ICE,
illegal immigration because people would
ICE
self-deport.
would be back to asking you what kind of fruit you have in your bag.
I mean, literally, if you end that portion and just stop giving them your tax dollars, they'll stop coming. And they'll come in the door the right way.
Yep.
For the right reasons.
Standing before you, I think of the words of Jawaharlal Nehru. A moment comes, but
Who's that? Don't. He's going to start talking to Trump here in a second.
$30 an hour, that their enemies are those earning $20 an hour. They want the people to fight amongst ourselves so that we remain distracted from the work of remaining a long broken system. We refuse to let them dictate the rules of the game anymore. They can play by the same rules as the rest of us.
What are those flags there in the back? I know the American flag.
Well,
the
you've
City
got
of New York
the
flag.
borough of Manhattan,
We can respond to oligarchy and authoritarianism with a strength it fears not the appeasement.
City of New York. It's
Is that a
probably-
Somali flag?
No.
If anyone can
Those
show a
are the
nation betrayed by
different
Donald Trump
boroughs.
How to defeat him? It is the city that gave rise to him.
Oh, shoot. That's the Trump part.
And if there is any way to terrify a despot, it is by dismantling the very by Donald Trump. How to defeat him? It is the city that gave rise to him. And if there is any way to terrify a despot, it is by dismantling the very conditions that allowed him to accumulate power. This is not only how we stop Trump, it's how we stop the next one. So Donald Trump, since I know you're watching, I have 4 words for you. Turn the volume up.
Or he's going to try to stop the next billionaire.
Sure.
We will hold bad landlords to account because the Donald Trumps of our city have grown far too comfortable taking advantage of
Just
their
start
tenants.
calling everybody they
We will
don't
put an
like
end to the culture
Donald
of
Trump.
corruption that has allowed billionaires like Trump to evade taxation and exploit tax breaks.
You don't get to do that. That's the Senate.
I can't wait.
What does he think he's just been elected to do? He's going to fix the tax code that allows billionaires to take deductions because it was written by the Senate to help even the Senate. Those could be changed tomorrow if the Senate went to work on changing deductions and made it a flat tax or whatever tax and get rid of all deductions. But they won't do that because they benefit from the very code they wrote.
Fred says, Jared, gym's at 7 p.m. I think he meant 7 a.m. But gym 7 Saturday. Got it.
You guys on a Saturday?
David
That's too
says,
early.
I miss Jim's. Jim's is the bomb.
Yeah.
David says he would like to know about working on a factory, like he would know about working on a factory floor.
Right.
And then why can't we say tranny? Is that word bad now too?
I don't know, but I think
Oh.
YouTube might censor it.
Okay.
They could demonetize us.
Oh boy. Fred says he is Marxism communism rep. Yes, he is.
I think he's an Islamunist. Islamunist, which is Islamist and a communist had a baby.
That'd be Ba'athist.
Come on, my word's fun.
Yes, it is. But it's the Ba'ath Party. That's the Islamic Socialist Party.
I think he's a communist. I think we're bypassing socialists and going
Yeah.
right to communism.
Well, you know who? Should we name some famous Ba'aths?
Go ahead.
Saddam Hussein. And David Weiss says David Hogg is not crazy enough for them now.
No.
This effing guy, Fred says. David says if he is successful, we will need to eat crow so bad. Yes, we will. What is the downside to the nuclear option? The downside is
used 4 times, by the way.
The downside is the downside to everything, which Thomas Sowell, if you guys don't know Thomas Sowell, become intimately familiar. He is the smartest human being alive right now. And he says there are no solutions, there are only trade-offs. And the trade-off to the nuclear option is eventually the Democrats will be back in
They'll
power.
use it against you. But for some reason, Democrats don't heed that. I mean,
Nobody
they make a
does.
lot of decisions where I think our party does on a lot of things because we didn't stack the court, which the Democrat Party, if they ever get 3 houses or the 3 top things again, I guarantee they will not miss a chance to stack the Supreme Court.
No,
I guarantee they're not going to miss any
Nope.
opportunity. What they failed to do during Biden's term, they will do if they ever get all 3 houses of power. But is he finished?
the biggest threat is the arms and the populace. David says the right way is too difficult. I know. I have gripes about the right way. All right, he's not done yet.
And expand labor protection because we know, just as Donald Trump does, that when working people have ironclad rights, the bosses who seek to extort them become very small indeed. New York will remain a city of immigrants, a city built by immigrants, powered by immigrants, and as of tonight, led by an immigrant. So hear me, President Trump, when I say this. To get to any of us, you will have to get through all of us.
What does that even mean? What is Trump?
When we enter City Hall in 58 days, expectations will be high. We will meet them. A great New Yorker once said that while you campaign in poetry, you govern in prose. If that must be true, let the prose we write still rhyme, and let us build a shining city for all. And we must try a new path, as bold as the one we have already traveled. After all, the conventional wisdom would tell you that I am far from the perfect candidate. I am young, despite my best efforts to go older. I am Muslim. I am a Democratic Socialist. And most damning of all, I refuse to apologize for any of this.
So here's the precipice the Democrat Party stands on. This is the first Democrat Socialist in real leadership. You've got
An admitted Democrat Socialist.
Well, you've got some Democrat Socialists in Congress.
Yes, but they didn't
But
ever
that's technically
lead
not,
with it.
That's not technically real leadership. Like the buck doesn't stop with them, especially since FDR castrated Congress. But this will be their first, and it's in the major city in the U.S.
Do you know that Glenn Beck said 15 years ago? He said, you've got a lot of socialists in the party, in the Democrat Party, but they're quiet about it. And then I remember when Obama was running, and Obama had all this history with socialists and / communists. And Glenn Beck made a point to say that, trust me when I say this, it's not too far away where they will just stop saying it quietly. They will lead with it and be proud of it. And I'm listening to this, and AOC and Bernie Sanders, they are leading with it. They're not saying the quiet part out to themselves anymore.
Well, you got to remember the Democrat Party stopped Bernie Sanders because he's a Democratic Socialist.
Yeah. And they unfairly
the Democrats now, and I can't believe the Democrats backed him. And I think they wouldn't have had Cuomo not been what did he do? He hugged a girl or something. I don't know. He did some evil white man thing.
Office content.
Yes, something evil.
Sexual harassment.
I don't know. Was there something with the cigar in the Oval Office or something? I can't remember.
Recall.
But anyways, he did something horrendous. It was evil. It wasn't about him killing all the old people, which I think really they got rid of him for the hugging a intern.
He was going down anyway. Because he'd pissed him off.
I think the Democrats would have got a black eye for the murder of senior citizens. I mean, granted, he single-handedly attempted to save the Social Security system, but
wow. Yeah.
But I think the Democrats, that's why they all jumped on board. I think that's my conspiracy theory.
I think they wanted him out and
because of the old people
a reason.
Murder. Yeah, and they found a reason.
And that's terrifying to me because you could be living your life. And yeah, if he's truly saying that we had the best science in the country guiding us, And this is what he said on Fox. And we were making decisions that we were getting immediately, no different than Trump and his decisions and what Fauci was directing us. And then these people passed away and we feel terrible about it. I feel terrible about it. But even if that's true, if people could forgive that, people will never forgive that. But he also mentioned how people couldn't even be with their loved ones in the end. And he hated that. And they were getting top advice.
How much did Fox push back? This is what I want to point out to you, to my Republican dear friend. How much did Fox push back on that?
I didn't watch it.
Because
I just saw clips of his
remember,
comments.
what was it? The USS Hope?
Oh, that Trump sent?
That was
the giant
in the harbor. It was
in the harbor. They
naval
didn't use.
medical ship that he refused to use.
Yep, because he hated Trump.
The National Guard set up in one of their major parks a mobile hospital unit that he refused to use.
And remember, he was saying to the press that they've got dead bodies piling up in hospitals, and Trump went, "What? Oh, and we don't have respirators." So Trump sends one of the biggest boats to go into the harbor, because people forget this is Trump's home. He loves New York.
He refused to use them.
Yeah.
Now, but my point isn't that he's a shifty bastard, because we know he's a shifty bastard.
Yeah.
My point is, did Fox mention that?
I'd love to. We should look that up, because I only heard snippets of his interview.
I promise you they did not. Fox was backing Cuomo.
Because Trump backed Cuomo, and I don't love it. Because
Fox is populated with lizard people.
Okay.
First of all, I would argue most of them
are beautiful
and
they wear short skirts. Fox has got the pretty.
I am telling you, lizard skin don't crack.
Let's listen some more.
Okay.
Listen.
And yet, if tonight teaches us anything, it is that convention has held us back. We have bowed at the altar of caution, and we paid a mighty price. Too many working people cannot recognize themselves in our party, and too many among us have turned to the right for answers to why they've been left behind. We will leave mediocrity in our past. No longer will we have to open a history book for proof that Democrats can dare to be great. Our greatness will be anything but abstract. It will be felt by every rent-stabilized tenant who wakes up on the first of every month, knowing the amount they're going to pay hasn't soared since the month before. It will be felt by each grandparent who can afford to stay in the home they have worked for, and whose grandchildren live nearby because the cost of childcare didn't send them to Long Island. It will be felt by the single mother who is safe on her commute and whose bus runs fast enough that she doesn't have to rush school drop-off to make to work on time.
Safe.
And it will be felt when New Yorkers open their newspapers in the morning and read headlines of success, not scandal. Most of all, it will be felt by each New Yorker when the city they love finally loves them back, and whose bus runs fast enough that she doesn't have to rush school drop-off to make it to work on time. And it will be felt when New Yorkers
That's a
open
little
their
bit of a
newspapers in the
repeat.
morning and
That
read
wasn't
headlines of
us.
success, not scandal. Most of all, it will be felt by each New Yorker when the city they love finally loves them back. Together, New York, we're going to freeze the... Together, New York, we're going to make buses fast and... Together, New York, we're going to deliver universal... Let the words we've spoken together, the dreams we've dreamt together, become the agenda we deliver together. New York, this power, it's yours. This city belongs to you.
We'll see.
Thank you.
Always got
It's a great song, yeah?
Hindu theme music there going on. Okay, I'm going to say this outright, though. And, if you get angry at me for saying this, that's fine. I hope that he is successful in helping out people. I do. I don't want him to fail so that I reach my political ends, because there are people that get damaged. I think what the Democrats are doing now by refusing to vote is harming people.
I agree.
So I hope that he's successful. I just don't think he will be, because there's too many trade-offs that he will have to face. Trade-offs of the producers leaving the city. Trade-offs of people moving there so they can take advantage of the taxpayer. Trade-offs of openly racist maneuvers legally and financially that he is pushing for. There are trade-offs that he's going to find. Now, I think we're going to see, I honestly believe we're going to see flight from New York.
Yeah, I believe so. And I don't argue with any of that. I would love to see him be successful in the sense that let's just end this ideology that socialism can work if done the right way. I mean, let him do everything the right way according to his socialist agenda, but he is going to hurt people because once the taxes run out with the ability to overtax or do everything to the wealthy, then they have to turn on the not wealthy, the middle class.
The buses that are supposed to be free will be broken down in the mechanic yards because they can't afford to fix them.
He didn't mention once in that speech about the law enforcement and about making the city safer and about promoting safer rides on the subway in buses. You notice the police departments, they're already understaffed in New York City. They should have 48,000 police officers, and they need 10,000 more. And he's saying, let's not hire them. Let's bring in therapists. Well, a therapist isn't going to save a young lady on the train who gets set afire.
And let me say this. If you're a young white Marine going to college on the old GI Bill or whatever they call it now, it's something different now, and you're on the subway and someone gets on ranting and raving that they want to hurt people and whatever else, you're going to have to just get off the subway because you're going to be the bad guy regardless. Read what William says there at the bottom.
William says, thank you, guys. You're a brilliant duo. God bless you and your beautiful country. William,
thank you, William.
Thank you for tuning in and thank you for sharing your experience. And you're welcome. We do Wednesdays, normally from 6 to 8 every week. Please tune in and share more about what you've learned. We think, I pray for what's going on in your country and for the very good people that are in your country. I hope that more people like you will share your voice. We have a lot of people in our country that are immigrants that came in the right way and are some of the greatest Americans I have ever met in my life. Because they've come from a place.
We should talk to William and have him come on. I would like to know his thoughts on why Ecuador went social. Well, why a lot of those Latin countries went socialist through the last it seems like 60 years they've run in, maybe a little over 60, maybe 70 years.
I think it's corruption, political corruption.
Could it be responses to the banana republics that were built down there? Could it be what could have caused
drug
them?
Cartels?
Because there are reactions to, you build a banana cartel where that's where you empower a corporation to have, kind of total political control, and then you get a backlash. But could that be it? Or what's his look from the inside? I know what my thoughts are historically speaking, but from the inside, what's your thoughts? Whatever it is, it'd be interesting to see. And again, Thomas Sowell, there are only trade-offs.
William,
and if you're going to decide to do one thing, expect a response to come down the line.
And try to see things through the lens, not just right now, but down the line and how things are going to come to their conclusion. And what are the ways that they could, how do you see this idea all the way through? People don't do that. They're looking in the moment, in the now, and they're not actually saying to themselves, what happens if we don't have a closed border? Because here we are with millions of people. And it's not that I think immigrants commit crimes or anything like that. That the very entering our country is a crime. And what I don't like is that we're paying such high taxes and the nation is suffering. The middle class is suffering. And, they shouldn't be here getting our benefits and getting the benefits of what we pay our taxes for. William, if you are on Facebook, we are also on Facebook. If you ever want to send us a message, I think you can send messages on here.
Oh yeah,
on YouTube.
Yeah.
Reach out to us if you'd ever be interested in talking on our show. We would love to get your perspective and understanding. I think there's a lot of people in the other countries that would love to see their country empowered. And it takes people like you on the ground in your country to find people like-minded to rise up, because it's not something other countries can solve for you, I think, as badly as we'd want to. It takes the masses within to say, enough. We are not going to tolerate this corruption. We're not going to tolerate being taxed to death or starving. Government should work for you. And what's sad is that there's so many countries where it's just absolutely corrupted. And it's painful for families.
It's especially tough if your country, the largest corporations in that country are foreign, because we can't get our corporate heads to show allegiance to the country they're based out of. I can't imagine how they are when they set up in a different country, if they show any kind of loyalty to this other country they're set up at all. I can't imagine. I don't know for sure. But
if I was a billionaire and I had businesses, I would go and I wanted to do a plant or a business in other countries. I would pay those people exactly what I pay people here. And I would make sure they had lunches served to them and they had health care when needed, even if it cost me a little more than it would cost me if I didn't do those things. But I think when you do that, like when Apple started their products in China, they were paying them not what they pay here, but they were paying them way more than anyone makes there. They had a community built around them. They were bringing
there was
in
also a lot
meals
of negatives
and food. But what I'm saying is they made that area better than where they
it definitely enriches it. I don't know. I would like to think that if I was a billionaire, we'll go back to Walmart. Imagine the loyalty Walmart got from its people. If it paid its people a wage so that maybe the Walton family didn't have the compound in Arkansas. Maybe their compound had to be a little smaller, but they weren't gajillionaires.
Can you imagine the service?
Could you imagine
the people
loyalty
would give to work there?
The loyalty their employees would have to them.
Oh, yeah. And they would be fighting to work there. There would be people at the door to work there. If Walmart paid really well and gave good benefits and, I don't know, maybe provided meals for their employees, from the deli, who knows? But
healthcare, just the availability. What if Walmart just right now kept the pay the same, but said everyone that works for Walmart has insurance?
Well,
that we pay for, that Walmart covers.
And if someone that works there wants to work full-time or part-time, that it's available.
Yeah,
we want you, and we'll train you from within and we'll promote you, but everyone gets it. I mean, that's how Starbucks is. And that's how Amazon is. Like right out of the gate, you get healthcare and they have to pay more, but it does keep people loyal, and it keeps people from quitting.
Huge. All right. Sherry asks, how is your grandma Jane doing? Sherry, grandma is 90 pounds of the toughest little tiny human being on earth. Yeah. She is working her ass off to get home.
She doing okay? Her spirits are up?
Yeah, we keep going down to visit her. I went down there and spent all day Monday with her. Well, until my dentist appointment. And she went down there, but she walked. So she broke her hip, so she's walking as part of her physical therapy, and then she has an occupational therapist that does exercise with her arm that's not in a sling because it's broke as well. And she walked 124 feet, and then Tuesday she walked 190 feet.
Oh my goodness.
She is pushing. She wants to go home, so she's pushing. We got to slow her down a little bit. We don't want her to push too far, but she is working her butt off to get home. She wants to go home. Thank you for visiting her. Keep visiting her. She loves it when people stop by. That's her favorite thing. She loves it. When I went down and spent Monday with her, she just talked about how you came and visited her and how you came and visited her and how Eric and, all my siblings and my cousins, how everyone goes and spends time with her. So we're all trying to make sure that we get time to go see her, which I think tomorrow night after work, I'm going to swing in, spend some time with her. One thing she loves is she loves a guzzle Diet Coke with lime in it. She loves it.
Did you hear that, Mom?
Just get her a little one, what is it, a 20 ounce or whatever, but she'll sit and suck on that Diet Coke with lime until it's all gone.
Do they squeeze lime or is it a flavoring?
They squeeze lime and then drop the lime in.
Okay, a Diet Coke with lime for Grandma.
Yeah, she loves that. She couldn't get enough. But her spirits are good.
You have one hell of a grandmother. She's amazing.
Yeah, she's 96 years old.
96.
Here in what is it? 2 weeks she turns 97. So,
and she's smart as a whip.
Yeah.
And sweet. Very, very sweet. And I can see why you are the way you are, because your dad is very sweet.
Yeah, the old man's a good dude.
You just come from good people. From my people.
Yeah, your people
come from
as well.
Good people.
Yeah. But so I think that's about the show.
I'd like to mention the mayor's race if we could.
Here in Tooele, Marisa Manzioni won, right?
Yes. And
and
Grantsville.
Grantsville, what's his name? Or what's her name?
Her name, because they
Heidi Hammond. Heidi Hammond won, right? Is that the correct name?
I think so.
But yeah, Marissa, Heidi, congratulations. I know Marissa, she's a wonderful lady.
That was a difficult race because I thought they both ran a good race.
Yeah.
We love Brad.
Yeah.
We love Marissa. I mean, I think the people are going to be really happy.
They're in good hands, we're in good hands there. I'm happy about that. I'll have to sit down and chat with her, see if I can't get another little vial of vanilla out of her. She makes homemade vanilla, or at least she was at one time, and it's good stuff.
Yeah?
Yep. And I don't know Miss Hammond, but congratulations. Hopefully I'll get to meet
Grantsville had 2 women running for mayor.
They
right?
did. And Jolene Jenkins, she ran a good race as well.
Well, I just wanted to also talk about the people who won in the council.
Okay.
For Tooele. So we had, where are my people? Sorry.
Pardon us. Well, she, Facebook.
I was last night at I was there with the county clerk's office. Myself and Tim Gilley from the press was there, and we just ballot watch. And I have to say, our county clerk's office and their county clerk, it is so amazing to watch them work. It's like a well-oiled machine,
Yes.
and they're all light and happy and so focused on making sure everything is running perfectly. And so,
and I want to say, William, yes, it's political head trauma on Facebook. It has a little picture of a brain that's red and blue and
Red, white, and blue.
red, white, and blue. It has a
So results were 57.8% for Marissa and Brad at 42.19.
okay.
And the council is Dave McCall with
Dave's back in. I dig Dave.
29.48%.
Poor guy.
And John Gossett, who actually got 30.79%.
Okay.
So good run for Spencer Peck, someone who's never run for office before, working so hard, and Emily Chandler, which I didn't see Emily once, not at any of the events. I know nothing about her.
Well, was she running on a party or just?
No one runs on a party here.
But
they have meet the candidate nights put
and
on
she
by
didn't
the
even show
city.
up to that. Huh?
I never saw her, so I couldn't tell you. And again, I don't vote in these races. I don't live in the city. So that was interesting.
But Dave's back in. All right. Happy to see that. I like Dave.
Dave's good people. So Jolene Jenkins and Heidi Hammond for Grantsville City Mayor, and Heidi got 67.39%.
Oh, Heidi, hold it in.
Yeah, that was a very, very big race. And the council there looks like Jake Thomas is 35.79% and Derek Dalton at 33.29%. That was a close race.
That's very close.
I mean, we're talking 120 votes between first or second and third.
Grantsville's a small town, so when you do percentages, it's like people.
Congratulations to Lacey Russell Burrows in Rush Valley at 40% and Jeremiah William Harding at 36%. Erta City, congratulations to Kyle Matthews. I believe he was the incumbent at 65% in Erta. And also
Is
Lawrence.
that Kyle Matthews from Grantsville?
I don't know. He's from Erta. Like he lives in Erta.
I'll have to check into
And then District 4 of Erta, Lawrence Kimpel won at 52.49%.
Who's going to be their chair? Do we know that?
I'm not sure. I don't know if they already have one, and these are just filling seats.
Okay.
Our county council has 2 seats open this next year. So the chairman, I think they vote for a chair every year.
Yeah.
But our chairman now, he's still the chairman. His seat's not up. So Lake Point Council, it looks like Kirk Trimble at 30.49%.
Okay.
And, this is really close. So 23.12% and 23.67%. Ryan Zumalt and Lori Ann Chigbrow are the 3 top. The next one behind him was 22.73. So we're talking
gap of 17 votes.
12.
Oh, 12 there and there.
Yeah, 12 because they took 3. They filled 3 seats. So 12 votes.
That's tight.
Determined.
Yeah, but Lake Point is very small.
It is. So it looks like Stansbury Park, my friend John, right?
Okay.
He got 34.38% and Wayne V. Nielsen 40.65% for the win there. And in the improvement district, it looks like Judy K. Desmond came in at very close.
Are
there,
any of them
34.
incumbents? All brand new, huh?
Neil Smart was years ago when he didn't win, but John Wright is an incumbent.
Okay.
And Judy K. Desmond is going to be new. So she was very popular. Everyone ran a great race. I'm happy for everyone. These elections are so important, and I wish more people would have participated. Unfortunately, for Tooele County, we had about a 25% turnout.
Well, like I said,
that is just heartbreaking to me because
it's an off year,
but it doesn't make it any less important. It's actually more important because of the effect that your local politics has on your life. And only 25% showed up.
It's not the sexy stuff. It's not the, the exciting stuff. It's not the, they want to show up for the Super Bowl, not for the, Little League cricket match.
Nothing even close to being Little League here. These are mayors of fine cities.
No, they
growing
are.
cities.
They are. It's the way people see it.
No, I understand what you're saying. And this is what I'm hoping that people please participate in your government.
Yeah, honestly, it doesn't matter if you vote for president. It matters if you vote for mayor and city council.
They will have far more impact on your life.
Yeah.
And like even tonight, going and watching as much as I could, watch our council working with our other electeds in these departments and hearing what the budgets are and what's coming. Our council has to and does balance our budget, which our government could learn a thing or two from our council. And our department heads, our electeds, they balance their budgets. And it's so important to see how the cookie is made, And I know it's boring. It may seem boring, but it's so important. And if we really want to self-govern and we want to have less government, it's so important that you give some of your time, your precious time, I know, and how you spend it. I know time is it is the one commodity we all wish we had more of, but what you share and what you spend it on, it's got to give some of it to your government, because that's how you keep them updated on what your will is and what you expect from them by your participation. It also makes sure that you can hold those accountable for how they are doing their job that you chose for them. And at the same time, like, people that don't know what you want have tendency to do what they think you want. And that's where they get called going rogue. And yet, if you're not giving them feedback, what do you expect?
Yeah. Well, everyone, that's the show. Man, it's going to be an exciting time to watch what happens out of New York. And he may find programs that are successes and that other even free states want to, or free cities want to incorporate. But I have a feeling.
Hey, a huge percentage of billionaires are Democrats.
Yeah.
So why don't we watch these corporations put their money where their mouth is
and run to Texas? Seriously. I mean,
and I just have to say, we wish New Yorkers the best. At the same time, I want to make sure that everyone voting has consequences. And a lot of people didn't vote in New York, just like here. The turnout wasn't great. I mean, for them it was probably, but it's such an important responsibility as an American that you have, and I hope more of you would.
I still think we're staring at this could be an impact on the midterm, real heavy.
That's what I'm hoping for.
And it could impact it either way. Again, we're still 3 years away from watching what happens when the new presidential run comes up. And I hope, God, man, I hope the Libertarian Party shows up. Who do they have? They have nobody.
The Democrats don't have anyone either that's a bright, shining star.
Well,
I mean, I follow Democrats, a lot of Democrat podcasts and things. I listen and I'm like, oh my gosh. But they're even saying we need someone
saying that. I'm telling you.
Come. They say they need someone that can come out as a Democrat.
You need to be super afraid of Newsom. That lizard, he is swapping his skin.
No, I get that. I get it. But I'm listening to people in the party saying he's not our guy. He's not a shining star. AOC's not a shining star. Crockett, Kamala, like they're just not.
Crockett is retarded.
She is, but she thinks she is amazing.
Well, yeah.
So, and I bet her mama loves her. I mean, let's be honest.
Sure. I'm sure her mom is, super proud.
Just let you guys know, the record for the longest time the government's been shut down is 35 days. We have reached 35 days this time around.
Yeah.
And I have a question. If we're able to run the government as we have, there's a lot of things shut down, but I'm wondering how much data they're compiling to realize what's really essential to our government, what isn't. And is somebody doing the math to say, when we open,
are you saying
let's save some more money?
Are you saying they run old Elon off too soon?
Absolutely.
They should have kept him around to maybe a little bit of what was that? Big balls to dig through the ones and the zeros to
I
see
don't
what's
think that
going
should
down.
ever stop, no matter who's in charge.
I think they should have
never stop.
I think Elon having a private company that just did that for every government, every organization.
Write an AI for every tax or every elected position has the ability to be audited in real time all the time, to cut, to add, to cut, to add.
What if we wrote an AI that copied Thomas Sowell?
You're in love with Thomas Sowell.
And Walter Williams.
You want to have like 10 of his babies.
Heck yeah, I do. He's not allowed to die.
How old is he?
Like 80.
Did you see Darth Vader died? I'm sorry.
Yes, I did. That's very sad. James Earl Jones.
No.
Do you know?
No. I was talking about the political Darth Vader.
Oh, yeah, Dick Cheney.
Yeah.
Do you know who Thomas Sowell is?
Yeah. Well, I only know because Charlie Kirk talked about him a lot. So that's what sent me down the Thomas Sowell.
Thomas Sowell.
I just didn't know how old he was.
For those of you who don't know, one of my personal heroes. He is fantastic. I love I've listened to any talk he's given hundreds of times. Yes.
I can't believe he's 80.
Get to know Thomas Sowell.
I thought he was younger than that.
Thomas Sowell, Walter, two of my personal heroes. And for anyone who thinks that I'm, a prejudice he's 95. I apologize.
He's 95?
For anybody who...
No way. Are you showing the people this man?
Yes.
I thought he was younger than 80.
For anyone who thinks I'm prejudiced, two of my personal heroes are Thomas Sowell and Walter Williams. The way they break down information, they're just the most calm, intelligent men ever.
Logical.
They're calm. They don't come to you with emotion. They just lay the facts out. Anyways, that's the show, everyone. Have a wonderful night. Fred, let's plan on Saturday, 7 a.m. William, thank you.
Who gets up that early on a Saturday? Y'all are crazy.
Me and Fred will. Jordan, thank you.
Everybody.
Dave, thank you. Sherry, thank you. Michael, thank you. She'll thank you later. Everyone have a...
Michael is my husband, by the way. He's not just some commenter.
We should have played this out. That's like your secret lover. Your secret. Shh.
Yeah.
We should have played that out for the crowd.
Yeah, because I love to placate the crowd. But guys, if you're looking to run for office, reach out to me. If you're a Republican registered, we're going to have a big election year next year with county seats. And that's very, very important, y'all. It is not glamorous maybe to some, but so important to our county. So I hope that you will reach out to me, PM me on
I'll tell you
Facebook.
what, if Jared Hamner's still there, he is a fun guy to chat with.
Yeah,
I don't know if Jared Hamner does anything but just shoots a breeze. He is one of those
chair
guys
of the council. He does a lot.
He's one of those, I'm sure he just draws people in. He's one of those guys that shakes your hand, tells a joke, talks about anything other than politics all the time. He is one of the funnest guys to hang out with.
He's a great guy. Jared is not up for re-election, but he is also the president of the Chamber of Commerce. So he's total business. And we are seeing so much business come to Tooele right now. And
when this inland port pops off, I'm excited to see what this looks like. This could be a make or break the county moment.
Well, there's not only that, like we're in the running for potentially having the first nuclear plant put out here.
Ooh.
With Safe Nuclear.
Wow. That'd be out by Aragonite, I'm sure.
Well, wherever it's going to be, regulation will make it be like a 10-year project. And I'm like, why don't we stop the regulation? I know the governor is highly in support of having nuclear power.
It's federal that does the regulation.
Yeah, the county is open to it. And they've been researching like crazy to figure out, and they want Tooele County, if we have it here, to get the benefits of it first and then spread out. But there's so much interesting, amazing things that our council is working
And
on.
the good news about that is it would get California out of our power supply here, because California runs our power development down in Delta. They control that city. If you hear the ins and outs of what they do down in Delta, it's insane. The stuff, the power that those corrupt Californians, those beggars and buggers do, they're just awful.
So you're not
Anyways.
going to go to California anytime soon, eh?
I got to catch a fish there.
What fish?
It's my bucket list. I've got to catch a fish in every state.
Oh, okay.
That's
Well, California is it
beautiful.
used to be an amazing
It's
place
still,
to
it
visit,
still
but it's
is
so
the most
expensive.
beautiful place on earth.
Now, have you been to LA lately?
It's Eden. California is Eden, and the Democrats came and made it a cesspool.
Hades?
Yeah.
Well, we love you. We're grateful that
Yep.
you tuned in, and thank you for participating with comments and everything else. We hope to see you next week. And also, I've already invited the sheriff. I hope that's okay.
Oh yeah, of course.
He's got a lot going on, and tonight was his presentation of the budget, and I was like, we need to get you on because I didn't know a lot of this, and I think it's important that we invite him because what he's talking about, I would love to know what he thinks about what's going on in NYC with this new mayor and how that works with law enforcement. Again, it was not a topic on his list, and it's been a constant criticism of his because the New York PD, NYCPD, they are critical to the city going forward, and the city is broken right now with their safety. And I worry about the people traveling on that subway, for example, if there's, and they've got a lot of crime going up, and I'm worried. I'm worried for the people of the city.
See how it goes. Good luck, New York. And William says Thomas Sowell is a genius. Yes, he is. Everyone,